The Deputy Vice Chancellor gave insights on the development of the project and how the leadership of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Felix Kolawole-Sako, has been effective in Funaab.
My assessment essential practice. One of them is where at the other side. But when you have to manage men and resources, not just men, you're managing students, you're managing intellectuals. So, we have other points, but it's one area. It's experience. It's not just, it's not easy because we don't want it. Doesn't work out. What's the time? Everybody says it was also opportunity to learn two different vice chancellors. It's various ones. Governance. So, over time, so he came to the administration when he came. So he knows what to do and he knows how to do it.
So also, Professor Obanle Akerejoko, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, also gave insights on the relationship and leadership skills of Professor Felix Kolawole-Sako.
what we have already thought about. And with that,
the Bossa also talked about the ongoing projects done by Professor Felix Olawale.
When it comes to public procurement, for the starting of the project, institution from A to Z. And that's why there is no single struggling project that company without taking so much long. Everybody feels it. It's always going to be always about the University of Agriculture at also spoke on how income generation has helped in the execution of projects. Two things that were essential was the situation of what we have to achieve this and how we use when you talk about what I believe we don't like this administration is to learn how to assess funds. Yes, I believe funds. On application, we have successfully assessed the works way that work towards that.
The registrar talked about Professor Felix Olawale's relationship and status.
Process and process. Make the system that assists to ensure sources, operations. Nice. Balance. Stakeholders. That's very important. Balance means really well. All of these critical
Professor Salako has been into development projects all over Nigeria. Some of these activities relate to his being in chieftaincy title.
bí ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn. issues, matters that somebody else taking decisions. Many are trying to make conflicts. He has the opportunity to work as a he says this one is justice. All the one is justice. Yes, vice chancellors, and getting full open to them for discussion. And whatever decision like that, not as the one in charge. Everybody at home. Yes. There are opinions. That is why I say my center is the other one. The life is
Humans, like we are even thinking of some of them are actually becoming to us engage the students that have to submit the version of their thesis. But we have to utilize the backbone. What is it's actually the center of the what I told you that
and I think that will be every activity of include the grant able of common good. That was the reason. So the issue is everybody must. If you come spot has the right sector and you are this is what we want. People are without recognizing my rights. In my own unfortunately. So I can't be everyone because I recognize everyone. There must be communal. You cannot come to us now. So, what makes it to work? You find out that I made up my mind to get the course when I was at the college. Who are the people in practice? For example, where I can get them. For example, I was a mechanical engineer. I was a youth. I just wanted to get nothing. You could do for example, I think I saw you and I came across this for example, and of course, for revolution time, and I will just be the answer like that. So, I will just be the answer like that. Of course, when I look at this and answer like that, look like that. And I will also ensure that I don't I think here, also, somebody and that's about somebody to the difference. Right on side is not. So it's not just a question. Not to be more. I just understand what how to understand one thing I think we need so we need to tell them that no matter how fast you are, once you have destroyed that other person to handle it, ensure that
Spring Chapel, Abeokuta. He is married to Dickness Miller, Mary Sartre, and they are blessed with children and grandchildren.
Also very hard working.
Vice Chancellor in 1997, Professor to the current Vice Chancellor, Professor Felix the 6th of 17 Vice Chancellor, and current South President who took over the in 2017.
Thank you for our honor and
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the Convocation Lecture, which is part of activities for the 28th and 29th combined convocation ceremonies of this great citadel of learning, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Please, I would want to appeal that we all settle down because the congregation will soon be filing in. And as soon as they file in, we would all be required to stand and remain standing. May we all please settle in as we are about to begin the program in earnest. We are pleased and honored to have with us here some of our dignitaries whom we hold in very high esteem. We are pleased to have Princess Bisi Shoboyejo, you're highly recognized, ma. Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together. The program is kicking off. We are also very delighted to have in our midst our former university librarian, our mama, Dr. Mrs. Mulikat Salam. You're highly recognized, ma. Thank you very much. We have also here with us our eminent personality in the person of the Emeritus Professor Michael Adetunji. You're highly recognized, sir. Thank you very much. Pupils of the University Staff School are also here. Please just wave your hands. Let's see you. Pupils of the University Staff School. Thank you very much. Those are our future leaders. We also have students of the University International School, FUNIS. Please raise your hand. Stand up. Let's see you. Thank you for your presence here this morning. Thank you. Those are future leaders. Thank you. You may all be seated. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome us all again to the Convocation Lecture, which is part of events heralding the 28th and 29th convocation ceremony of this great citadel of learning. The Convocation Lecture is titled Nigerian Youths, Opportunities for Gainful Employment in Spite of Economic Circumstances. Nigerian Youths, opportunities for gainful employment in spite of economic circumstances. And it is to be delivered by a former CBN governor, chairman, Nigerian Export-Import Bank, a fellow, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, thanks for that correction, deputy governor, I'm sorry, a former deputy governor, CBN, a chairman, Nigerian Export-Import Bank, a fellow, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, a fellow, Chartered Institute of Bankers, and he is no other than Mr. Tunde Lemo. He will be delivering this year's convocation lecture titled Nigerian Youth Opportunities for Gainful Employment in Spite of Economic Circumstances. The lecture will be delivered under the distinguished chairmanship of the Chancellor of this great citadel of learning, the Obong of Calabar, His Eminence, Edidem Eko Okon Abasiotu V, the natural ruler, Treaty King, Grand Petrarch of Efik Kingdom, and the defender of the Christian faith. We are really pleased to have him in our midst. I would also want to recognize very warmly the Chief in Council of the Edidem. The Chief in Council of the Edidem, we recognize your presence and appreciate you for joining us here this morning for the convocation lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, please, as soon as the congregation begins to file in, would all be required to rise and remain standing. I would also want to recognize all our distinguished guests, graduates of this day, graduates of today, their parents, guardians, and well-wishers. Greetings, Funaab! Are you here this morning? We have 28 and 29 convocation ceremonies. So I want to hear and identify that we have our students. Well, you're graduating. We would surely miss you. Greatest Funaab! Thank you very much. We are here because of you. Ladies and gentlemen, we would soon have the congregation process in. Ladies and gentlemen, please may we all rise as members of congregation process into the hall. May we all rise and remain standing as members of congregation process into the auditorium. It is my pleasure to welcome us all to the Convocation Lecture, which is part of activities marking the 28th and 29th convocation ceremonies of this great citadel of learning, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. The Convocation Lecture titled Nigerian Youth Opportunities for Gainful Employment in Spite of Economic Circumstances will be delivered by a former Deputy CBN Governor, Chairman Nigerian Export-Import Bank, Fellow Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Fellow Chartered Institute of Bankers, and our own very dear Mr. Tunde Lemo. And it will be under the distinguished chairmanship of the Chancellor of this great citadel of learning, the Obong of Calabar, His Eminence Edidem Ekpo Okon Abasi Otu V, the natural ruler, Treaty King, Grand Patriarch of Efik Kingdom. We have as our principal officers of this university, Professor Kolawole Salako, the Vice Chancellor. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic is Professor Christian Ikeobi. We also have as our Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, Professor Babatunde Kehinde. The registrar of this dynamic university is no other than Dr. Bola Adekola. We also have as our bossa, Mr. Chukwuemeke Ezekpiazu. And the university librarian is Professor Feintola Onifade. We recognize the Chief in Council of the Edidem, the Obong of Calabar. We recognize your presence here, sirs. We also appreciate and thank all our parents here this morning, well wishers and guardians of our students. We say a very big congratulations. Of course, we are proud of our products, the graduates of this university. We say a very big congratulations to you. We appreciate members of congregation, ladies and gentlemen, please may we continue to remain standing as members of congregation files in. We appreciate your presence here with us this morning. The Convocation Lecture titled Nigerian Youths, Opportunities for Gainful Employment in Spite of Economic Circumstances will be delivered by the former Deputy Governor CBN, Mr. Tunde Lemo, under the distinguished chairmanship of our own Chancellor. We recognize all our distinguished guests here present. We recognize vice chancellors and the representatives from sister universities, former principal officers. We recognize our chiefs in council, and of course our graduates. We also recognize the student union of this great citadel of learning. Ladies and gentlemen, we have as the Vice Chancellor of this great citadel of learning, Professor Kolawole Salako, FSSN. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic is Professor Christian Ikeobi. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Development is Professor Babatunde Kehinde. Our registrar, Dr. Bola Adekola, is also highly recognized. We have as our bossa, Mr. Chukwuemeke Ezekpiazu, and the university librarian, Professor Feintola Onifade. The Convocation Lecture titled Nigerian Youths, Opportunities for Gainful Employment in Spite of Economic Circumstances will be delivered by a former Deputy Governor, CBN, Mr. Tunde Lemo. We are delighted and very pleased to have with us here this morning our own Chancellor, His Eminence Edidem Ekpo Okon Abasio II the Fifth, the natural ruler, Treaty King, and Grand Patriarch of the Efik Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, may we now have the national anthem to be followed by the university anthem.
Our anthem patrons, Nigerians all obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain, to serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
University anthem. Thank you very much. May we all be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted once again to welcome you all to the Convocation Lecture, which is part of activities marking the 28th and 29th combined convocation ceremonies of this great citadel of learning, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. We are highly pleased to have with us the Chancellor, the Obong of Calabar, His Eminence Edidem Ekpo Okon Abasio II the Fifth. He is our Chancellor and the Chairman of this occasion. And we have as our Convocation Lecturer, Mr. Tunde Lemo, the former Deputy Governor, CBN. We are highly delighted to have you in our midst. Thank you very much. I would now want to invite the Vice Chancellor for his welcome address. I would now like to invite the registrar to take over the activities for the lecture. The registrar, sir.
The Chancellor, sir, by the provision of the Federal Universities of Agriculture Act of 1992, number 48, chapter F22, statute number 1, section 4, F and G, empowers the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, to hold examinations and grant degrees, diplomas, certificates, and other distinctions to persons who have pursued a course of study approved by the university and have satisfied other requirements as the university may lay down, and to grant honorary degree, fellowships, and academic titles. Section 5 of the same law provides that the Chancellor shall preside at all meetings of convocation held for conferring degrees when he is present. I have the honor and privilege to respectfully invite the Chancellor to constitute this assembly as convocation of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, for the purpose of awarding of higher degrees and diplomas, admissions to first degrees, and presentation of prizes, the award of honorary degrees, fellowships, and academic titles. Mr. Chancellor, sir.
I hereby constitute this assembly as convocation of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, for the purpose of awarding of higher degrees and diplomas, admission to first degree, presentation of prizes, and the award of honorary degrees, fellowship, and academic titles.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, the convocation lecture for the 28th and 29th combined convocation ceremonies is scheduled to hold this morning as part of this ceremony and to be delivered by Mr. Tunde Lemon, OFR, an accomplished banker and a former Deputy Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. May I call on Mr. Tunde Lemon, OFR, to please stand and remain standing. Honorable Chancellor, sir, standing before you today is Mr. Babatunde Olakunle Lemon. Mr. Lemon was born on September 26, 1959. He attended the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in accounting, first class honors in 1984. The young Babatunde Lemon finished with 7 prizes and won the overall best graduating students of the faculty at the University Convocation. His thirst for professionalism led him to sit for the professional examinations of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, which he completed as the third best overall student at first sitting in 1986. He started his working career with Arthur Andersen & Co., a leading firm of chartered accountants, between 1985 and 1986. After then, he moved on to SOA Nigeria Limited, Chartered Bank PLC, Equatorial Bank PLC, Peak Merchant Bank PLC, before joining Wema Bank PLC in 1995. Mr. Lemon had a robust working career with Wema Bank of Nigeria PLC, where he served meritoriously as Deputy General Manager, Retail Banking, and General Manager, Corporate Banking between 1995 and 1998. He became an Executive Director, Audit and Relationship Management between 1998 and year 2000. At the Millennium Year, our distinguished Convocation Lecturer of today was appointed the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Wema Bank PLC. And he served for 3 years in that capacity between year 2000 and December 2002. He performed creditably well by transforming and uplifting Wema Bank to an unprecedented growth in profitability, total assets, and deposits. The dint of hard work and the Midas touch at Wema Bank PLC was recognized by the President of Nigeria when Mr. Lemon was appointed as Deputy Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria in January 2003. As the Deputy Governor, he served as the helmsman for the financial sector surveillance for 6 creditable years. He was a strong pillar of support for the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria in the 2005 banking sector consolidation reform, which trimmed down the 89 largely weak banks to 24 stronger and well-capitalized banks with a combined equity of over 1.6 trillion naira. That singular action made it possible for Nigeria to survive the global meltdown that later ravaged the economies of the entire world. His appointment as Deputy Governor was renewed for another 5 years in 2009, and he was put in charge of operations. In this position, he gave strategic direction to the operations of the CBN, leading to the transformation of the national payment system with the introduction of the electronic payment system, including the introduction of the popular BVN and electronic bank transfer that we are enjoying today. Upon serving out his terms in 2014, Mr. Lemon moved on to other higher public service duties in service of humanity. He served as Chairman, Royal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, Chairman, Titan Trust Bank Limited, Chairman, Flutterwave Nigeria Limited, Chairman, Lambert Capital Limited, Chairman, Lidford Gate College, Lekki, Chairman, CBC Netcoms, Board Member, ARM Holdings Limited, Director and Chairman, Board of Audit Committee of African Finance Corporation. Is a board member of GlaxoSmithKline Consumer Nigeria Limited, among others. Mr. Chancellor, sir, Mr. Babatunde Lemo has attended numerous management seminars and workshops, as well as assertive training programs at world-class institutions, including Wharton College, University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, Harvard University, Vanderbilt University, all in the United States of America, as well as INSEAD Fontainebleau in France. Mr. Babatunde Lemo is an experienced and versatile public officer, financial manager, accomplished banker, and a chartered accountant of repute. His major strength lies in his passion for excellence, abilities to transform challenges to opportunities, problem-solving skills, integrity, and people management orientation. He leverages on his wide and diverse exposure to build a strong interpersonal and negotiation skills to promote sound analytical and financial management capabilities anywhere he serves. He is highly cerebral, as his expertise is sought by leading financial institutions across the globe. He has, of course, been rewarded with several awards and honors for his distinguished performances by several bodies. Perhaps the greatest award is the conferment of the National Award of the Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Republic. Mr. Babatunde Lemo is a devoted Christian, a good player of table tennis and badminton games, and also a lover of good music. He is married with 3 successful children. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my honor to invite this accomplished banker, distinguished public servant, and astute administrator to deliver the Convocation Lecture for the combined 28th and 29th Convocation ceremonies of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The Chancellor, the Royal Eminence, the Obang of Calabar, the Vice Chancellor, Professor F.K. Salako, permit me to stand on existing protocol. It's such a great honor for me today to be asked to deliver the Convocation Lecture on this august occasion. First and foremost, permit me to express my sincere appreciation to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Salako, and the entire members of the Senate of this university for this great honor. I don't take it for granted. Thank you very much, sir. I would also like to congratulate the graduates today on this great occasion. I'm sure it's the day you've all been looking for. And thank God, this day has come. In spite of all odds, you have scaled the hurdles leading to the award of various degrees today. Let me also congratulate the proud parents who are here today rejoicing on the graduation of their children. I'm sure you are very proud of your students, of your children today. You are very happy because they are doing you proud. And because in spite of all odds, they are here graduating. But I know you probably may not be as happy as the parents in 30, 40 years ago because of the situation of things in the world today. But I'm very, very sure that by the special grace of God, these ones who have graduated today will also advance to higher things that you will be proud of in Jesus' name. The Bible says we must walk while it is day, for the night comes when no man can walk. To the new graduates of today, your day is just beginning. Unfortunately, the situation in our country today is completely different from what we experienced almost 40 years ago when we graduated. Those were the days when the USCs of this world, the oil companies and major companies would go to the university and run aptitude tests and interviews for the final year students. And most often than not, most of these people got employed. They got their employment letter even before they proceeded to NYSC. Some employers will actually tell the NYSC that please permit XYZ to serve because he already has a job. Unfortunately, that has fizzled out. Nevertheless, I believe there is hope. And that is why today I'm talking on Nigerian youth's opportunities for gainful employment in spite of the economic circumstances. I'm sure we all know that youth unemployment in Nigeria today is well over 40%. In fact, I have been keeping some CVs in my drawer for up to 3-4 years. These are people who graduated and passed out in very good grades, yet we cannot find appropriate jobs for them. But today, I'm asked to challenge you. I want to really challenge you and encourage you not to lose hope in Nigeria. And perhaps to also let you know that the phase we are going through, some other countries today that we respect have gone through the same phase. I recall a good friend of mine, Professor Pat, who told me he was sharing his views at a convocation lecture like this so many years ago, and told the students that in his own days, in the 70s, when he went to the business school in the United States of America, the situation was also like this. Americans were graduating and there were no jobs. The situation was so terrible that a lot of people lost hope. In fact, at that time, inflation in the US had reached 29%. Unemployment rate was extremely high. And it actually cost Jimmy Carter his second term. Jimmy Carter was not re-elected on account of the situation in the country. But then came another president, Ronald Reagan. He came on board and aroused the American spirit. He changed the perspective of the youth who began to think out of the box. Today, I'm going to ask you to think out of the box. And it paid off in the United States of America because that was the era that produced the billionaires that we have in the United States of America today. So, distinguished students, as you are stepping out, you may not have been promised any good job, but think out of the box. By the special grace of God, in another 15, 20 years, we'll be celebrating you as the billionaires of Nigeria. Every challenge must be turned into opportunity. That's basically what I'm saying. So my mission today is simple, is to let you know that hope is not lost. Today's challenges actually present fresh opportunities for new graduates. After this introduction, I'm going to examine two buzzwords that perhaps you are familiar with. That is entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship. I'm going to look at the issues affecting gainful employment in Nigeria and the mitigants. That's in section 3. While section 4 of my paper will speak to the current initiatives towards promoting entrepreneurship. Section 5 examines the future prospects and emerging opportunities. Before then, my conclusion in chapter 6. Entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship. What do these words really mean? The concept of entrepreneurship is fairly familiar. However, at the risk of belaboring the term, entrepreneurship can generally be defined as the capacity and willingness to develop and organize a business venture along with its inherent risks in order to make profit. In a strict sense, entrepreneurship is simply the starting of a new business. Entrepreneurs strive to meet the social, economic, developmental needs of their environment. They are innovative and constantly striving to add value and generating new ideas. Entrepreneurs are risk takers and also possess a drive to grow continuously. And these features distinguish them from ordinary business people who just work hard to grow their businesses. While the drive for success and innovation, entrepreneurs create new businesses, thereby providing employment. However, the concept of intrapreneurship may not be so familiar, but it's also very closely related to entrepreneurship. The American Heritage Dictionary defines entrepreneur as a person with a large organization who takes direct responsibility for turning ideas into a profitable finished product through assertive risk-taking and innovation. According to Zaha, in Ferreira, entrepreneurship consists of formal and informal activities aimed at creating new business in established companies through product and process innovations and market developments. They behave like entrepreneurs, but they operate within the defined boundaries of a corporate environment. I have decided to bring in these buzzwords because as you graduate, whether you find employment or you do not find employment, you can actually think out of the box. That's basically what I'm saying. If you don't have employment, you can create one by thinking out of the box, by becoming an entrepreneur. And I'm going to give you an example of someone who did that and very well also. Also, even if you are fortunate to get a gainful employment, you shouldn't just bury your head with the crowd and then expect, promotion as it comes. You can actually be innovative within that larger organization, and then you carve out a niche for yourself, and then, of course, you grow rapidly. Sometimes you even grow beyond the organization and then develop on your own. So either of the two, the essence actually is to think out of the box and innovate. The global business environment is becoming more and more competitive, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And so it takes more than mere competitive advantage or leadership inspiration to succeed and to grow in business over time. Those of us who are parents know this, that the competition has brought to us the fact that just by being a good businessman, just by being trying to do the same thing again and again well may not take you there. If you do not innovate, then you'll perish, God forbid. So it takes creativity, innovation, risk-taking, determination, and sustained commitment now to be able to lead others, to achieve results and outpace competition. Entrepreneurs are typically intra-organizational revolutionaries. They are therefore entrepreneurs, but having the backing of their organizations and are determined to go every length if encouraged to develop their creativity within their respective organizations, even with little incentives. Entrepreneurs should be able to prove that they can work successfully within the cultural, and decision-making boundaries of their organizations. This will enable them to establish their own credibility and relationship, which could become useful in pursuing risky ventures. Of course, personal trust is also an indispensable quality of a successful entrepreneur. This truly should be cautiously developed and guarded jealously. However, trust can be eroded if an entrepreneur fails to follow through on commitments made to deliver project deadlines. If he overpromises and underdelivers or operates within insufficient transparency. Though these issues are relevant in all relationships, they are more important for entrepreneurs because their initiatives are inherently risky. In the pursuit of an entrepreneurial project, existing businesses, revenues, customers, operating models, and power structures are put at risk. And drawing from ideas of Guilford Pincott in his book, Entrepreneuring, why you don't have to leave the corporation to become an entrepreneur. He provides 10 commandments for entrepreneurs, and these are: do any job needed to make your work, regardless of your job description. And I'm saying this to you, please, if you join a new organization, don't say because your pay is so small, you will work a little. I remember over 10 years ago, my son got a job in JP Morgan. Then as an intern, I told him, I said, don't work there as an intern. Work as somebody who has a full-time job. If others leave at 5, you work till 6 and ask your boss, is there any other thing for me to do? And he did that. While others were sent home after 1 year, he was retained. And there he is till today. So the competition is so keen out there that when you get that job, if you are lucky, please try and exceed your employer's expectation. And that is a sure way to the top. Share credit wisely. Remember, it is easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Come to work each day willing to be fired. And ask for advice before asking for resources. Follow your intuition about people. Build a team of the best. Build a quiet coalition for your idea. Early publicity triggers the corporate immune system. Don't be in a hurry to publicize yourself. Just bury your head and ensure that you are diligent in what you're doing. When you give yourself too much publicity early, you could be plucked out in a very dramatic way. Don't forget that there are also some of your colleagues or some who joined that institution 1 or 2 years before you who may not want you to shine. Never be on a race. Never be on a race before you are running in it. Be true to your goals, but realistic about ways to achieve them. And of course, honor your sponsors. Examples abound on individuals who have flourished from entrepreneurial activities. I'm giving an example here. The founders of Adobe System Incorporation, John Womack and Charles Geske, they were employees in Xerox several years ago. As employees in Xerox, they were frustrated by their new product, Adobe, which was not encouraged. They quit Xerox in the early 1980s to begin their own business. Today, Adobe market capitalization is $219 billion and is the world's 44th most valuable market by capitalization. So these are intelligent guys who went to an organization and the organization could not contain their initiative. So they came out and then, of course, registered their business, and within a few years, they became bigger than those they would have been stuck with. So when you get that job, I'm sure so many of you, because of the fact that you have more frontier skill, you have cutting edge skill, which is very relevant and more relevant than the skills that some of your bosses have. It is likely that you may be in these particular circumstances. Don't be too shy or too afraid to launch out. You may actually, in future, build a business that is bigger than what your employers are having today. I also have another example, which is Ken Kutaragi, who was working in Sony Sound Laboratory. When he bought his daughter a product called Nintendo Game Console. And watching the daughter play, he observed the system's primitive sound effects. He realized that a digital chip dedicated solely to sound will improve the quality of the games and the product itself. Keeping his job at Sony, Kutaragi developed the SPC 7000 for the next generation of Nintendo machines. Sony executive nearly fired him after discovering his sideline project. But the then CEO realized the value of his innovation and encouraged Kutaragi's effort. With Sony's support, Kutaragi worked with Nintendo to develop a CD-ROM based Nintendo. Of course, Nintendo decided not to go forward with it. That's what some of us do. Some adults, we don't like to try new things. But what happened? Kutaragi helped Sony to develop his own gaming system, which became the PlayStation that we all know today. The first PlayStation made Sony a major player in the games market. But the PlayStation 2 did even better, becoming the best-selling game console of all time. Kutaragi founded Sony Computer Entertainment, one of Sony's most profitable divisions. Many more of such cases in which entrepreneurs have helped to increase the speed and cost effectiveness of technology transfer from research and development to marketplace abound. These innovations have redefined our daily lives, made life easier for all of us, improved the entrepreneurs' organizations' earning, and created employment. We can also have entrepreneurship in government establishment. But of course, it is more difficult in government establishment through red tape and bureaucracy. But these are all examples abroad. We have examples in Nigeria that should inspire the youth. About 7-8 years ago, a young man was introduced to me, and he had so much energy in himself and said he would like to work with his colleagues to set up a very, very modern fintech company. I encouraged him, and then they got registered in the Central Bank of Nigeria. Today, he's an entrepreneur of repute. I'm sure most of you who are young people know this young man called Iyi Aboyeji. Iyi Aboyeji is a 31-year-old Nigerian entrepreneur and co-founder of Andela. He also co-founded Flutterwave, a fintech company currently valued at $3 billion according to Nairametrics. He was cited as one of the top 100 most influential Africans by the New African magazine of 2019. When he left the University of Waterloo in 2012, the most convenient thing for him was to have prepared a good CV, and by now maybe he will be waiting for a second or third promotion if he's lucky, or maybe first or second. But what he did was to ignite the innovative spirit and entrepreneurial spirit in him, and today is a global personality. The most interesting thing is that what he's doing today has no relevance at all with his course of study. In the University of Waterloo, he studied legal studies with concentration in international studies. But today, he's a fintech expert. What am I telling you, graduates? Your field today may not be what will launch you into prominence. Develop yourself, your innate personal capability. University education is not only for you to gain employment and to practice the narrow field that you have been prepared for. It liberates your mind. It liberates your mind so you can become who God wants you to be because of the exposure that you have had in the 4 walls of the university. What are the issues affecting gainful employment in Nigeria? Today, we are bemoaning our situation in Nigeria. Statistics revealed that while Africa has the world's youngest population with great expectations for education, nearly 60% of those who are unemployed are youth between the ages of 15 and 24, and a significant number of these ones are graduates. This jobless growth is what African higher education institutions will have to take into consideration in planning future expansion. Graduate skill gaps are prevalent across African region. In one study carried out on employers' view about graduates' employability, 65 to 80% of employers said that graduates were not work ready. Most of the employers today, when they pick new graduates, they say they are not work ready. The biggest reported skill gaps were actually in language, communication, problem solving, and interpersonal skills. Employers also noted that graduates often lack the adequate understanding of both the theory and application of their subject disciplines. Youth unemployment in our country is like a time bomb. As at the end of 2021, there were 170 universities in Nigeria turning out graduates, but only very few of them having jobs. These are comments in the literature in respect of graduates being produced by our university system. Such comments are familiar to us. I don't want to waste time. Lack of skill, failure of the school curriculum to place emphasis on practical concepts of entrepreneurship, too much emphasis on theory, and so on and so forth. But I want to concentrate more on mitigants. How do we mitigate this and get more of our young ones employed? Education, vocational training skills, development, and work experience are essential to enhance the employability of youth. Employability results from several factors: a foundation of core skills, access to education, availability of training opportunities, motivation, ability, and support to take advantage of opportunities for continuous learning, and recognition of acquired skills. All these are critical for enabling workers to attain decent work and manage change, for enabling enterprises to adopt new technologies. There is a need to promote skills development in economic sectors with high job creation potentials. I believe employers of labor today should actually walk to our universities, have a conversation with university authorities to say these are the skills that I need, so that the university will incorporate those ones in the school curriculum, so that then we can have a very good synergy between the town and the gown in terms of the expectation. I don't see much of this happening today. In other words, banks should actually go to universities that offer banking and finance and say these are the skills that are highly prized. Please let us have them trained in these areas. The same thing with agriculture, the same thing with agro-allied companies, and so on and so forth. We also should have employment services. Employment services that will also show the young ones how to navigate. There's so much of that abroad. You could just get into a portal and they will advise you based on your skills and based on what you have done so far and advise you on the way to go. Or if you need other skills, that will be done to you. We don't have that today. And it's very unfortunate because today, our graduates are no longer employees or potential employees for Nigerian market. They are potential employees for the global market. I have so many people in Nigeria today who are working for foreign companies and they are domiciled in Nigeria. They sit in Nigeria, they're not traveling to New York, they're not traveling to Cambodia, and yet they are already working for them. So we need more of these services to give information, to make information available to our young ones where such opportunities exist. You don't necessarily have to jet out to Canada to have a job that is enriching. You can sit in here and then do that job What the opportunity COVID has given us today is to say that your employees don't have to be physically where you are situated. They can be anywhere in the globe and yet they render service. Let me quickly go, because the time flies very easy. Let me quickly go to current initiative by the central bank and other institutions towards promoting entrepreneurship. The central bank continues to sustain its interventions in priority sectors and segments of the economy with potential for delivering economic growth, job creation, food and industrial raw material self-sufficiency, and economic diversification. These sectors include agriculture, and thank God I am in the University of Agriculture, energy, healthcare, manufacturing, mining, and services. A couple of banks' interventions are also focused on enabling infrastructure development necessary to boost the productive base of the economy. To produce the statistics and every other socio-economic index, the central bank continues to engage critical stakeholders in the financing and industrial sectors to provide the needed support. I have taken the liberty to give you the details of such support. There is the one for agriculture called Anchor Borrowers Program. How many of us are familiar with Anchor Borrowers Program? It's well advertised. Over 4.8 million smallholders farmers across 36 states and FCT are benefiting from this as I speak. And they are creating an estimated 14 million direct and indirect jobs since the introduction in 2015. So as you step out, if you intend to take on commercial agriculture, Anchor Borrower is your best bet. They've been able to produce 2.3 million metric tons of rice paddy under the program. They are supported also the cultivation of about 2.5 million metric tons of maize. The Anchor Borrower program has financed the first major wheat and seed multiplication and production initiative. Thank God. We are making alternative arrangement for wheat with Ukraine-Russia imbroglio. That is where we get over 30% of our wheat from. Russia-Ukraine axis produce more than 30% of our wheat. But thank God, we are already having a program organized by the central bank to bridge this gap. We also have accelerated agriculture development scheme. With this, 19 projects which engage about 13,000 youth farmers in the cultivation of rice, cassava, and fish and livestock have benefited. You also can benefit from MSME, which is Targeted Credit Facility. This has financed over 700,000 beneficiaries, comprising 648,000 households and 129,000 SMEs. This has also contributed significantly to improve domestic consumption and growth of 2021. There's Creative Industry Financing Scheme, CIFI. With these, 372 entrepreneurial projects were financed in fashion, information technology, movies, music, and software development. We have the Agri Small and Medium Enterprises Investment Scheme called SMEs. This has financed 37,000 projects in agriculture, cottage industry, manufacturing services, among others. It's been helping to improve production capacity. There is the industrial manufacturing, which central bank established recently, 100 for 100 policy. We also have for healthcare sector. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you step out, please bear these opportunities in mind so you can benefit and hit the grounds running immediately after your NYSC. In addition to CBN, African Development Bank also has what we call Boost Africa. Boost Africa is also an initiative that ensures that the youth are assisted in providing jobs, in getting themselves engaged Boost Africa is a joint initiative between ADB and the European Investment Bank, and one of the flagship initiatives of ADB's Job for Youth strategy. It aims to harness the continent's potential and create opportunities on the ground. It enables and enhances entrepreneurs and innovation across Africa, and so on and so forth. Boost Africa stems from a belief in entrepreneurship and innovation, and that youth can play and can actually benefit a lot through this. The Boost Africa, the focus will be on sectors where innovations can improve quality of people's lives. In particular, where it can improve poorer households, providing access to affordable products and services. And these sectors include ICT, agribusiness, financial services, financial inclusion, healthcare, education, and renewable energy. Overall target of Boost Africa across various components is expected to be around 250 million euro, leveraging 1 billion euro in investment and supporting 1,500 SMEs and creating 25,000 direct jobs and at least 70,000 indirect jobs. What are the few prospects and emerging opportunities? The futures, prospects, and emerging opportunities. For us to take care of tomorrow, we must bear in mind that education has been proven to be a key factor in promoting entrepreneurial spirit. I would like to charge the Vice Chancellor and the members of the academic team to actually build in entrepreneurial studies in the curriculum if they have not already done so. But I believe you are doing so already. You know, it sharpens, it helps the university students to actually think out of the box. And the advancement in technology is also very helpful and something that brings hope tomorrow. ICT revolution today has brought about a paradigm shift in both the developing and developed countries. This is because our old ways of doing things have been challenged and substituted with more effective, sophisticated, and efficient technology-driven ideas, while traditional societies are gradually being transformed into knowledge societies. Access to the internet has provided up-to-date follow-up on international innovative trends, which is imperative for the advancement of entrepreneurship. ICT has become an avenue in which underdeveloped and developed economies can leverage for further advancement. Through the internet, ideas and concepts can be borrowed, refined, and copied to engender entrepreneurship without necessarily reinventing the wheel. The universities should partner, like I said earlier, with the employers of labor so that we can harness this. We have such examples across the globe. I gave the Microsoft, Cisco, Intel, University of Melbourne. They are in partnership, and all they do is to ensure that the University of Melbourne produce graduates that Microsoft, Cisco can make use of. Unfortunately, we cannot achieve this in Nigeria without political stability. Nigeria, thank God, has had 22 years of unbroken democracy. Even though we keep rising and falling, it is hoped that if we continue and sustain the democratic experience, we should be able to have a Nigerian that will reverse the brain drain that we already have. I'm also glad to note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that one of the game changers, by the grace of God, for our youth is our resource endowment. Nigeria is endowed with a variety of natural resources that could serve the cause of entrepreneurship. These include crude oil, gas, and 34 identified solid minerals in commercial quantity waiting to be harnessed. All we've been doing is crude oil, crude oil, crude oil. Our gas potential is bigger than crude oil. If we can harness that we'll be able to produce job. But the one that actually makes me excited is our bitumen reserve. Our bitumen reserve is second largest in the world. We have a reserve of 42.7 billion metric tons in Ondo, Ogun, Lagos, and Edo states, and they are largely untapped. I believe if we begin to do this, then we'll open opportunities for our students. As I begin to conclude, the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the current climate for employment and entrepreneurship in Nigeria may not be ideal. It is challenging. However, the point should be made that in challenges lie opportunities. China has manifestly demonstrated this by the uncommon transformation from a country that could hardly feed herself 40 years ago to a powerhouse that we know today. Above all, China is now a net lender of capital to the global economy. The point to note, however, is that the various stakeholders should endeavor to rise to the challenge. Particularly, the role of the university system will be crucial. In this regard, the university should, as a matter of urgency, undertake a comprehensive review of curriculum with a view to meeting the demand and aspiration of the country. In the same vein, there is need to reorder priorities and dedicate more resources to research and development so as to generate new ideas and innovation. The students who are the future leaders should be prepared to face challenges. Are you prepared to face challenges? They should anticipate and surmount evolving challenges. This requires that they are well prepared, adequately informed, they are visionary, and they are skillful. Undoubtedly, if we are only training the youth to solve today's problem, it is an invitation to and the entrenchment of mediocrity. In order to provide youth that will be outstanding as entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in the changing global arena, today's youth must be equipped with knowledge that you have in this university. You must be equipped with skills and perspectives that are required to be creative in order to succeed. Government on her part should demonstrate more sensitivity to the needs of the university system and sustain the momentum in addressing the structure. I will end with this quote from Warren Tracy, who says, entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. With these few comments, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and in particular, our graduating students, I would like again to congratulate you and to assure you that your future is bright in spite of the economic headwinds. Go out there with determination and prosper. I thank you for listening.
Thank you. Can we give another round of applause to our convocation lecturer? Thank you very much. We now be proceeding into the convocation proper. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to call upon you to deliver your convocation address. Mr. Chancellor, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. His Excellency, Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency, Executive Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, the Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission. Let me say all these honorable members have mentioned will be represented tomorrow. Unfortunately, they're not here. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Kolawole Salako, all principal officers, members of the Senate, other pro-chancellors and vice-chancellors of sister universities, my lords spiritual and temporal, your royal majesties, highnesses and chiefs, deans of colleges, heads of departments, professors, academic, administrative, and technical staff of Funaab, beloved graduates, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I sincerely welcome you all to the 28th and 29th combined convocation ceremonies of our great citadel of academic excellence, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. In a special way, I appreciate the presence of the visitor, which will be coming tomorrow, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. I wish to congratulate the Vice Chancellor, Professor Felix Kolawole Salako, principal officers, members of Senate, staff, students, graduating students of the university, parents, guardians. Let me first and foremost express my deep appreciation to the visitor to the university, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, for approving my reappointment as the Chancellor for another term. It is a rare privilege that I will never take for granted. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Your Excellencies, an invited guest, our university has lived up to expectations in different spheres. We have won laurels, and confirmation from the right quarters clearly indicates that we are on the track. The Vice Chancellor and management team have done very well in placing the university on the right path to academic excellence. I am proud to say that since my appointment as a Chancellor of this great university, Funaab has grown from strength to strength. Certainly, the sky is the limit for the citadel of learning to continue to work stronger. I consider it as a matter of utmost urgency to inform Your Excellency that this year is a transition year for the university because many of the principal officers, including the Vice Chancellor, will be completing their tenures of office. There is the need to begin the process of appointing new principal officers. In actual fact, within the next few months, the process of appointing new principal officers should begin in earnest. I am proud to say that the university over the years has been transiting from one administration to another peacefully, smoothly, and without rancor. As much as we would have love to ensure that this tradition of peaceful transition is sustained. The absence of a governing council has become a source of worry to all stakeholders. It may interest Your Excellency to know that since the exit of the 6th Governing Council on the 6th of May 2021, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, has been operating without a governing council. The situation is the same with all other universities of agriculture in the country. We are therefore appealing and pleading with Your Excellency to please reconstitute the council for this university as soon as possible to ensure a peaceful transition at the management level. We are grateful for the visitors' anticipated immediate action on this issue. I wish to appreciate Your Excellency for the partial restoration of courses in one of our colleges that were delisted about 6 years ago. Our plea to Your Excellency is for the full restoration of all the other management courses so that the teeming population of our youths, fair and near, will have access to tertiary education through these courses. Sir, permit me to restate that the establishment of the said college was born out of the call for diversification of academic programs in specialized universities with the assurance to retain courses in agriculture as the flagship in Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. The existence of the College of Entrepreneurial Studies is to add value to what we are doing because of the strong interrelationship between agric and management. I wish to express appreciation to the federal government for the increase in the capital budget, which has enabled the universities to undertake the constructing of a dam to promote irrigation and water provision for the university community. Like Oliver Twist, however, we wish to request for better funding, especially to cater for the overhead expenditure of the university. I also wish to lend my voice to those of the committee of the pro-chancellors on the need for the federal government to ensure adequate staffing of the universities. It is important, therefore, to ensure that the present ban on employment in our universities need to be lifted to ensure replacement of departed staff and upgrading the staffing levels in our academic departments and other units. There is also an urgent need for the federal government to have fulfilled engagements with all the universities-based staff unions to stem the tide of incessant industrial strikes and unrest, which seem to have become a relay race in the university system in Nigeria. There is no gainsaying the fact that the incessant strikes by the staff unions due to the usual disagreements with government on issues of the welfare of their members, as well as issues of lack of work tools, are having crippling effects on the quality of education at the tertiary level. I also wish to appeal to all the staff unions to embrace meaningful dialogue in settling industrial disputes rather than embarking on frequent strike actions, which have debilitating effects on the system, that their members are important stakeholders and should protect us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once more, I express my hearty congratulations to all stakeholders in the university, parents, well-wishers, and most especially the graduates that we are celebrating today. I wish you all success as you continue your life endeavors and activities. Thank you for listening, and God bless you all.
Let's have our seats. Honorable Chancellor, sir, the persons who will be presented have fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, and they have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of their various colleges of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. I will therefore be calling upon the Deputy Vice Chancellors in rotation to present the graduating students on behalf of the Senate of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. For the College of Agricultural Management and Rural Development, may I call on Professor O.B. Kehinde to come and present the graduating students.
Chancellor, sir, will the graduating students in the College of Agricultural Management and Rural Development for the 2018-2019 and 2019-2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear in this list and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their Bachelor of Agriculture in Agricultural Economics and Farm Management, Agricultural Extension and Rural Development, and Agricultural Administration degree examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Agriculture of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to their respective degrees of Bachelor of Agriculture of the Federal University of Agriculture. Congratulations.
Can you please tilt your tassel to the left? Please sit down. Next in the line is for the graduates of the College of Animal Science and Livestock Production. I will call on the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Christian Ikeobi, to present the graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Animal Science and Livestock Production for the 2018/2019 and 2019/2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably present, whose names appear in this list and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their Bachelor of Agriculture in Animal Breeding and Genetics, Animal Nutrition, Animal Physiology, Animal Production and Health, and Pasture and Range Management degree examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Agriculture of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to the respective degrees of Bachelors of Agriculture of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations.
Next in line is the College of Biosciences. And I want to call on Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, Professor Obi Kehinde, to present the graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Biosciences for the 2018-2019 and 2019-2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear in this list, and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Biological Sciences, and Microbiology degree examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Science at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to the respective degree of Bachelor of Science of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations and thank you.
The next college is the College of Entrepreneurial and Development Studies, formerly known as Colmas. And I want to invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic to come and present the graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Entrepreneurial and Developmental Studies for the 2018-2019 and 2019-2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably absent, and whose names appear in this list, and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their degree examinations of the Bachelor of Science in Accounting, Bachelor of Science in Banking and Finance, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Economics, and Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurial Studies degree examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to the respective degrees of Bachelor of Science of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations and welcome.
The next college is that of engineering. And I want to call on Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, Professor Obi Kehinde, to present these graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Engineering for the 2018-2019 and 2019-20 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear in this list and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their Bachelor of Engineering in Agriculture and Bioresources Engineering and Mechatronics Engineering, Civil Engineering, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Mechanical Engineering degree examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering in the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to the respective degrees of Bachelor of Engineering of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations. Thank you.
Next on the list is the College of Environmental Resources Management. And I want to call on the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic to come and present the graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Environmental Resources Management for the 2018-2019 and 2019/2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably absent, and for whom I stand proxy, whose names appear in this list and who have successfully completed the Bachelor of Aquaculture and Fisheries Management, Bachelor of Environmental Management and Toxicology, Bachelor of Forestry and Wildlife Management, and Bachelor of Water Resources Management and Agrobacteriology degrees examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Aquaculture and Fisheries Management, Bachelor of Environmental Management and Toxicology, Bachelor of Forestry and Wildlife Management, and Bachelor of Water Resources Management and Agrobacteriology degrees of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I hereby admit each of you to the respective degrees of Bachelor of Management and the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations and thank you. Yes, exactly.
Next is the College of Food Science and Human Ecology. And I want to call on Deputy Vice Chancellor Development to come and present the graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Food Science and Human Ecology for the 2018-2019 and 2019-2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear in this list and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their Bachelor of Science in Food Science and Technology, Home Science and Management, Hospitality and Tourism, and Nutrition and Dietetics degree examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Science of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to the respective degrees of Bachelor of Sciences of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations.
The next college is the College of Physical Sciences. And I want to call on Deputy Vice Chancellor Academy to come and present the graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Physical Sciences for the 2018-2019 and 2019/2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear in this list and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Computer Science, Mathematics, Physics, and Statistics degree examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to the respective degrees of Bachelor of Science of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations.
The next college is the College of Plant Science and Crop Production. And I want to call on the Deputy Vice Chancellor Development Professor O.B. Kennedy to come and present the graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Plant Science and Crop Production for the 2018-2019 and 2019-2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear in this list, and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their Bachelor of Agriculture in Crop Protection, Horticulture, Plant Breeding and Seed Technology, Plant Physiology and Crop Production, and Soil Science and Land Management degree examinations, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Agriculture of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to the respective degrees of Bachelor of Agriculture, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations and God bless you.
Chancellor, sir, the next college is College of Veterinary Medicine. And I want to invite Professor Christian Nikobi, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, to come and present the graduating students.
Will the graduating students in the College of Veterinary Medicine for the 2018/2019 and 2019/2020 academic sessions please rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you the following: those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear in this list, and for whom I stand proxy, who have successfully completed their Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree examinations and have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Thank you, sir.
By the authority of Senate, I admit each of you to the degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Congratulations and welcome to the family.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following graduates who have distinguished themselves by winning special prizes in their respective field of study during the 2018-2019 and 2019-2020 academic sessions. The prizes are actually divided into 3 categories, but I will concentrate on 2. The first batch, I will read out their names to file out for recognition. The second batch will be invited to have a handshake with the Chancellor at the appropriate time. Let me first recognize that the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, was divinely blessed to have produced in 2018-2019 106 first-class students. And in 2019-2020, we produced another 94 first-class students. I will quickly run through the list of first-class honors. If you are here, just file out for recognition by this honorable assembly. Department of Agric Administration, Adeyemi Faith Adeoluwa. Department of Agric Economics and Farm Management, Kilani Fahad Abiodun, OBFO Ifeanyi Michael, Ogunkule Ayobami Olaniyi, Oladele Maria Motunrayo, Hosseini Ahmed. Department of Animal Breeding and Genetics, Shima Nkiruka Goodness. Department of Animal Nutrition, Olorunfemi Tayo Isaac. Agbabiaka Abdul Kodri Olamilekan, Okunade Blessing Ademola. Department of Animal Physiology, Ehegbo Tumise Faith. Animal Production and Health, Adebayo Rashidat Omolade. Ali Philip, Surajuddin Monsurat Bolanle. Department of Biochemistry. Please, if you are here, please file out for recognition by the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor. Department of Biochemistry, Abubakar Olamide Moses, Falomo Idowu Moses, Okon Aniekan Samuel, Adepojo Oluwadamilola Hope, Adedeji Rukayat Adenike, Ajagbe Nathaniel Agbola. Department of Microbiology, Alake Anuoluwapo Olamide, Adebanjo Molade Dorcas, Olatunde Suliat Abisola. Department of Pure and Applied Zoology, Adebayo Titilayo Oluwatoyin, Omogbehin Orooluwa Oluwatobi, Olabode Ayomide Abiodun. Department of Agricultural and Bioresources Engineering, Adegbite Ismail Adekunle, Omoniyi Oluwatobi Samson. Department of Civil Engineering, Adejuwon Adewale Emmanuel. Adelasoye Joshua Oluwapelumi, Busari Musbawa Adeyinka, Sokunbi Johnson Oluwaseun. Department of Elect Engineering, Abiala Israel Adetayo, Sodipo Mayowa Emmanuel. Department of Mechanical Engineering, Adewuyi Emmanuel Abiodun, Babatunde Olamide Joshua, Thomas Ayobami George. Department of Aquaculture and Fisheries Management, Adebayo Kehinde Adijat. Department of Environmental Management and Toxicology, Oyekon Sekina Mojisola, Sarumi Oluwafemi Assis, Ayola Ebenezer Oluwaseun, Oluwagbemi Emmanuel Blessing, Jadesimi Toyosi Tebitope, Omotayo Emmanuel Oludare. Department of Forestry and Wildlife Management, Oyefara Ayomide Oluwabusola. Department of Water Resources Management and Agrometeorology, Adebimpe Abayomi. Department of Food Science and Technology, Buhari Rianat Mutunrayo, Jacobs Jesu Lofunmi Mary. Pẹ̀lúmi Paul Kọ́láwọlé, Department of Hospitality and Tourism, Abíóyè Ọláìtàn Mary, Adélẹ́kàn Adédoyin Olúwatóbilọ́ba, Agedo Glory Osewundiame. Department of Nutrition and Dietetics, Ọládèjì Olúwatóyìn Ẹ̀sọ́hè, Ọlọ́jẹ̀dé Iskilu Abíọ́dún, Bello Khadijat Lọ́ládé, Àmọ̀dá Oyèfúnmiláyọ̀ Shakirat, Ọládòṣù Gbénga Samuel, Ọlájídé Bọ́láńlé Rachel. Department of Accounting, Adénẹ́kàn Dámilọ́lá Gloria, Ìdòwú Julius Ọdúnayọ̀, Ògúndélé Moses Olútáyọ̀, Olúṣuyì Olúgbémilékè Modúpẹ́, Olúwadáre Caroline Ọmọlọ́lá, Ṣóníyì Abọ́sẹ̀dé Arámidé, Tìjání Ridwan Abiodun. Department of Banking and Finance, Onwuka Shidima Mary. Department of Economics, Adéwálé Modúpẹ́ Grace, Ajayi Deborah, Akànjí Tolúwanimí Grace, Akínadé Aminat Tèmítáyọ̀, Atẹ́rẹ́ Tọ́ba Moses, Bọ́ládé Abímbọ́lá Maria, Collins Olúwatómísìn Tèmíláyọ̀, Dípẹ́ Olú Deborah Ọmọláyọ̀. Department of Entrepreneurial Studies, Babalola Ọpẹ́yẹmí Muritala, Musedik Babatunde Yusuf. Department of Chemistry, Akande Samson Babatunde, Edward Lucky Ogeshi, Fasasi Yusuf Olatunji, Agbolade Oluwadamilola Shadiat. Department of Computer Science, Faniyi Nurudin Oluwapelumi, Kazim Lukman Alabi. Department of Mathematics, Aino Jefta Damilare, Liadi Yakubu Atonda. Department of Physics, Ifeyemi Okpeyemi Ibrahim. Department of Statistics, Ogunshino Asis Adekunle, Adeniyi Yasmin Adeteju. Department of Crop Protection, Ogunshino Crop Protection, Oyetola Grace Oyebola Salau Abiodun. Department of Statistics, Ogunshino Asis Adekunle, Adeniyi Yasmin Adeteju. Department of Plant Breeding and Seed Technology, Adaraloye Mujib Alao. Department of Soil Science and Land Management, Adeoye Sekinat Ajoke, Omonigo Justice Stanley. Department of Economics and Farm Management, Olabode Joshua Kolade, Omoniton Michael Olamilekan, Ejupe Sarah Ngosi. Department of Agric Extension and Rural Development, Afe Tomiwa Ismanuel, Osunbiyi Ayomide Adedotun, Olaseyinde Faith Olatunde, Ogunfolaji Oluwatobi David, Tiamiyu Lukman Olayinka, Moses Oluwapelumi Elizabeth. Department of Animal Nutrition, Fabushoro Oluwatobi Tosin. Department of Annual Physiology, Afolabi Tomilayo Faith. Department of Animal Production and Health, Adeleke Felicia Olubimpe, Afolayan Adefunke Fumilola, Akindeji Abiodun Olubusayo, Awotunde Ayodeji Olamide, Banjo Emmanuel Oluwadamilare, Eletu Temitayo Abisodun, Ikwe Jamoye Omotore, Shola, Okedoyin, Deborah Olabisi, Olatinwo Omowumi Aishat. Department of Pasture and Range Management, Adeyemi Amos Makanjola, Adigun Shakirat Damilola, Bello Oluwatobi Opeyemi. Department of Biochemistry, Aina Ayomide Oluwafunbi, Dada Busola Deborah, Esenandu Obinna Emmanuel, Ola Braimo Bashir Temitayo. Department of Civil Engineering, Koka Adeniran Oluwatobile Olaitan Damola Bimbola, Salau Basit Olamide. Department of Electrical Electronics Engineering, Agbaje Sainop Iyanu Oluwa, Anifowose Tobi, Idowu Olalekan Solomon, Adewola. Department of Mechanical Engineering, Adewola Ebenezer Gbenga, Kunle Kumbi Demilade Daniel. Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Akiade Adedayo Samuel, Odeyemi Jethro Oluyinka. Department of Aquaculture and Fisheries Management, Balogun Oluwatosin Samuel, Busari Rofiat Idowu, Falakin Toyib Olaniyi, Imohimi Glory Ohioma, Ogunniyi Ikeolu Opeyemi, Olatunji Taiwo Rashid, Onipede Iyanu Julie. Department of Environmental Management and Toxicology, Akinola Tosin Samson. Amobi Gold Kafayat Arinola. Awomade Yanoluwa Esther. Department of Forestry and Wildlife Management, Adedigba Adetola Oluwagbemiga, Ezekiel Godwin Oluwaseyi, Jayeola Victor Adeoluwa, John Uchenna Godswill, Lamidi Hazan Omotayo. Department of Water Resources Management and Agrometrology, Yekin Farouk Adewale. Department of Food Science and Technology, Adebusuyi Omowunmi Oluwatosin, Adenuga Muyin Oluwa Adedayo, Afuape Zainab Oluwakemi, Anima Shaun Safurat Damilola, Babatola Ayodele John, Efenedo Melody Ogale Ugwene, Idowu Taiwo Oluwafemi, Obe Peace Oluwamuyiwa, Odukoya Olalekan Julius, Olatunji Toba Philip, Alfred. Department of Hospitality and Tourism, Alfred Magdalene Ofure, Odedino Samod Oluwakunle, Onwe Hannah Orushuku, Owolabi Eriniola Deborah, Oyelade Saidat Kehinde. Department of Home Science and Management, Ajibola Faidat Omolara. Department of Nutrition and Dietetics, Ademiluyi Dare Damilola, Anima Shaun Monsuru Wale, Dawodu Oloatosin Rita, Sokoro Enayon Esther. Department of Accounting, Gazal Taiwo Hassan, Lamino Samuel Adekunle, Odewole Damilare James, Olaosebikan Habib Olawole. Department of Banking and Finance, Akindele Adeola Rainot, Sikiru Rashidat Oluwakemi. Department of Business Administration, Adeboye Adeyinka Ayodeji. Department of Economics, Abimbola Omolayo Adekemi, Adewumi Adewale Assis, Ajayi Oluwafisayo Foluke, Akinola Olalekan Emmanuel, Dauda Mariam Tolani, Falana Sheriff Owolabi, Oluyide Johnson Ayobami. Department of Entrepreneurial Studies, Lawal Mariam Omolara, Makinde Taiwo Omolabake. Department of Mathematics, Adeosun Samuel Ayomide. Department of Crop Protection, Rashid Bilkis Damilola. Department of Horticulture, Adebanwo Ikeade Temilade. Department of Plant Breeding and Seed Technology, Ademosu Aina Oluwaseun. Adewusi Anna Olamide, Aziz Kolawole Ganiu, Kazim Alima Olaide, Department of Plant Physiology and Crop Production, Babatunde Adeola Rafiat, Mekuleyi Temitope Eniola, Department of Soil Science and Land Management, Adeniyi Oluwatobi Timothy, Jimoh Rukayat Temitope, Olambiwonu Ifeoluwa Samson, Olanigan Abdulkadri Ayokunle. Honorable Chancellor, sir, can you turn to face the Chancellor? Standing before you are those graduates of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, who have passed their degree examinations in 2018-2019 and 2019-2020 academic section respectively with first class honors. Kindly bow before the Chancellor for the admittance to your degree of first class honors. Thank you very much. You can have your seats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you.
We shall be calling on other prize winners later to file out. Honorable Chancellor, sir, may I humbly invite you, sir, to come and receive the best graduating students in each college for the 2018-2019 and 2019-2020 session. Mr. Chancellor, sir. You stay here. Vice Chancellor, sir. Come and support the Vice Chancellor. Honorable Chancellor, sir, distinguished audience, I want to invite the following people who are the best graduating students in each college for the 2018-2019 academic session to have picture with the Honorable Chancellor of the University. College of Agricultural Management and Rural Development, Kolam Road. Olaseyinde Faith Olatunde. One could come find out. No, go down there. The Chancellor. College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Kulanim. Ikwe Jamoyi Omotori, Shola. College of Biosciences, Ogunubi Zainab Aderonke. College of Engineering, Akiade Adedayo Samuel. College of Environmental Resources Management, Kolem, Amobi Gold, Kafayat Ariola. College of Food Science and Human Ecology, Colfec, Obe Peace, Oluwamuyiwa. College of Management Sciences, now College of Entrepreneurial Studies and Developmental Studies. Abimbola Omolayo Adekemi. College of Physical Sciences, Colfis, Adeosun Samuel Ayomide. College of Plant Science and Crop Production, Coplant, Mekuleyi Temitope Eniola. For the 2019-2020 session, College of Agricultural Management and Development Studies and Rural Development. College of Agricultural Management and Rural Development, Obinefo Ifeanyi Michael. College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Kolanim, Shima Nkiruka Goodness. College of Biosciences, Kobaos. Omogbeyin Oreoluwa Oluwatobi. College of Engineering, Omoniyi Oluwatobi Samson. College of Environmental Resources Management, Sarumi Oluwafemi Assis. College of Food Science and Human Ecology, Colfec, Agedo Glory Osemundiame. College of Entrepreneurial and Developmental Studies, Akinade Aminat Temitayo. College of Physical Sciences, Colfis, Edward Lucky Ogeshi. College of Plant Science and Crop Production, Omonigo Justice Stanley. Okay, sir. May I humbly invite all the principal officers on the high table and the convocation lecturer to please come down and have a group photograph with these best graduating students of the colleges. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular privilege to announce to you the best overall graduating students for the 2018-2019 session, and is hereby being invited to have a photograph with the principal officers of the university. Obey, peace, Oluwamuyiwa. And for the 2019, please hold on the photograph. Please hold on the photograph. Please hold on the photograph, please. The 2019-2020 academic session overall best graduating student, Sarumi Oluwafemi Aziz. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is time for valedictory speeches by the best graduating students in the 2018-19 and 2019-20 academic session. May I have the honor to call upon the best graduating student in the 2018-19 session, Obey Peace Oluwamuyiwa, to present her valedictory speech on behalf of all graduates for 2018-19 academic session.
The Chancellor, sir, permit me to stand on the already established protocol. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We have all come together as a graduating class to commemorate a journey that began years ago. I would like to extend a warm welcome to everyone present at this convocation event for the 2018-2019 academic year. Today is a remarkable and memorable day for all of us here, and I am proud to stand in front of you all to honor the indelible memories and achievements of today's graduates and of this great institution. I stand on this podium experiencing a mix of emotions, and I'm sure many of you here can actually relate. First and foremost, I am filled with a great sense of happiness and accomplishment. On the other hand, I am saddened that my journey here and some of the relationships I have established have come to an end. We all entered into this great institution with smiles on our faces, great expectations in our hearts, and truly, every one of us seated here, we have all worked hard to be able to stand in this arena today, fulfilled and proud. Funabites, this is our story. Listen, we have cried, two of us. We have strived. We have starved, two of us. We have borrowed, yes or no? We begged, yes or no? We protested, yes or no? We sold, yes or no? We prayed, yes or no? We blessed, yes or no? We have endured, Abi. We waited, we ran, we smiled, we danced, and finally, today here we stand victorious. I fell in love with Funaab the moment I stepped into this institution to write my post-UTME examination, and I was awestruck by the colossal edifice in this environment. I knew right away that this was the right place for me. My earlier experience as a polytechnic undergraduate could not have prepared me for what was to come in the years ahead. I had not anticipated the long lines at the bus park, the scorching sun, the long distance between lecture halls. Really, there is no short route to any destination in Funaab. Or the numerous assignments, the lectures and examinations that I would have to attend. But the two major things that kept me going were the promise I made to my father and the advice my mentor gave me. He encouraged me that I should always strive to be the best at whatever I do. And through the help of God, MFMC at Funaab, my parents, my mentor, and the extremely intimidating, brilliant minds of my colleagues and lecturers, I have become the resilient person I am today. So I wish to express my unreserved gratitude to everyone who has contributed to this success story. This day is dedicated to my fathers, Jesus Christ, Mr. Obe Adiola, my sweet papi, Pastor Okulala, and Professor T.A. Shitu, and the luminaries, great luminaries, where are you? And the great luminaries who pushed and motivated me to become the success I am today. So on behalf of the graduating site of 2018-2019, I recognize and appreciate the support and help we had throughout this journey. We cannot help but thank God for bringing the trip we began 4, 5, 6, or 7 years ago to a successful completion. To our parents and guardians, thank you for always supporting us. To our Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, and other principal officers, thank you for the fervent management of the school. To our most credible lecturers, we have the best lecturers in this school. To our most credible lecturers, thank you for the knowledge and the character you have imparted in us. To our friends and families, we thank you for celebrating and sharing this day with us. To all the 2018-2019 graduates, as you return your hats and gowns and take your certificates home, remember this: you are a success. It's not, you don't have to be in doubt about it, it's a fact. Also, keep in mind that this graduation we are celebrating today is not the end of our trip. Rather, it is a component of the grander journey of our lives. Life is a journey, and all of our accomplishments along the way should be viewed as building blocks for remarkable achievements. Our graduation should therefore serve as a launching pad for whatever our future holds, be it a job, a business, or pursuing a higher education. Our success story must not end here. This significant achievement exemplifies how anything is actually achievable when we put our minds to it. As we embark on our journey to the future, let us approach each new challenge with confidence, knowing that we have accomplished tremendous heights and we have fortified with the necessary tools to tackle whatever future challenges we meet. So congratulations once again to every one of us here. God bless the Department of Food Science and Technology. God bless the Federal University of Agriculture of Abeokuta. God bless Ogun State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Obepris Oluwamuyiwa. Thank you very much.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to call upon the best graduating student in the 2019-2020 session, Sarumi Oluwafemi Assis, to present his valedictory speech on behalf of all graduates for the 2019-2020 academic session.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to throw my weight behind existing protocols. But ever since I realized that this day was going to come up, I thought in my mind, I'm going to start with this song. All glory must be to the Lord, for he is worthy of my praise. No man on earth should give glory to himself. All glory must be to the Lord. Acknowledge the existence and sovereignty of God Most High, who has given us this day to enjoy. It is with gladness, grateful heart, and humble spirit that I, Sarumi Oluwafemi, matric number 20161631, from the best Department of Environmental Management and Toxicology, and the best College of Environmental Resources Management, assume the rare position of delivering the valedictory speech on behalf of the graduates of the 2019-2020 set. Funaab, being a world-class citadel of learning, developmental training, and research, has proven beyond doubt that the importance and relevance of formal education on the viability and dexterity of Nigerian youth. These values have been added through regular and periodic lectures, as we've received, through practical sessions, hands-on experiences, SciWest programs, assessments, and research works. Consequently, the graduates have shown the ability to learn and unlearn in a bid to attain laudable heights. As for me, the journey was as rough as the journey of the life of an inventor. We had periods of early classes, transport tussle, am I right? We had issues, feeding constraints, am I right? And then we have enforced modest dressing. Who wants to visit Senate here? Nobody. We had days of little finances. We had the Dugbe classes, the class of multitudes. We had impromptu tests. Our lecturers are very good at that. We had rigorous examinations. Am I right? We had intense work through the school premise. You dare not cross the lawn. Even under adverse weather conditions, we need to study, read, revise, and review. At this juncture, it is worthy of note that the intense schedule was spiced up with extracurricular activities, including social events and gatherings, sporting activities, student unionism, friendship and networking, group activities, spiritual activities, among others. I actively participated in football as a forward, and in the land of Funaab, I scored so many goals. I had church drills and services, group works and activities, as well as funding, as I'm a proud member of Baba Association, the Bread and Beans Association. At this point, I would like to reference the impact of our lecturers that they've had on the graduates for their coaching and for modeling us to attain global academic development and research standards. I also acknowledge the unfeigned effort and relentless support of the Professor Salako-led administration and other non-teaching staff. In the same vein, I pay homage to all lecturers in EMT department for their tutelage and coaching thus far. Standing here today would not have been possible without the effort of my parents in giving me the best environment to grow. Their investment in me and my siblings is second to none. My siblings are the best in the world. Sister Me, as she's fondly called, big bros, big sis, wifey, and kid six. And funny enough, 3 of them are alumni of this great institution, Funaab. Thank you for showing me and standing by me through thick and thin. Big sis, she played the role of John the Baptist in my life, truth be told. Finding pathways to success and easing my journey through same. I love you exceedingly. Ibukun Oluwa is the best I've got till now. I also thank God of Ayodele through my father, Reverend J. Oluwashola, for recreating this feat, as I was privileged to also be the overall best graduating student at Lagos State College of Health Technology, Yaba, Lagos in 2016, where I bagged my higher national diploma in environmental health technology. At this juncture, I implore all graduates to see the celebration as the etiology of greater accomplishments in life. The world awaits us to find lasting solutions to inherent problems, as well as foster economic growth and development of the country, and in extension, the global village. As an ex-May, a proud one for that matter, Tai Sholari taught us that we can become whatever we choose to be. No king, no lord, no knave can say us nay. For we believe that man is a potential doctor, or lawyer, or crook, or dwarf, or giant, whichever he set his mind to be. We can be giants, and therefore we shall walk and walk and walk, even if we must walk our fingers to the bone. So may it be. That was how he taught us. And in all honesty, we all seated here, and those that are not here unavoidably, we are better equipped, sir, and then we are ready to move the country to the next level. I congratulate the university for breeding and churning out the best set of graduates ever. A round of applause for all graduates seated here. And we assure you that we will continue to make you proud and fly the flag of our institution aloft as we work towards the vision of this institution, which is ensuring knowledge generation for global development and the sustenance of an environmental friendly society. Happy celebration with sound and healthy mind at last. To those who understand, you will understand the meaning of at last. I remain Sarumi Oluwafemi. Cheers.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to call upon the Vice Chancellor and Chairman of Senate, Professor Felix Kolawole Salako, to deliver his convocation address. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again. The visitor to the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, who shall be represented there tomorrow. the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, the Honorable Minister of Education, and the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission. They shall be represented here tomorrow. The Executive Governor of Ogun State, Your Excellencies who are present here, Chairman of Convocation and the Chancellor, His Eminence Edidem Eko Okon Abashiochu, the Obong of Calabar, other Royal Majesties and Highnesses, Pro-Chancellors and Vice-Chancellors from other universities, Principal Officers of Funaab, members of Senate, Congregation and Convocation, members of staff and students of Funaab, great Funaabites. I want to also specially recognize our students from the secondary school, Funaab International School. I must recognize our children. You are children too, from the Star School. I hope you have listened to the convocation lecture and you are getting something from that. That should be the takeaway. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press, I consider it a great privilege to stand before this distinguished audience to present this convocation address, combined ceremonies for 28th and 29th convocation. We had the 27th convocation ceremony on January 28, 2020. And let me also say this. The first convocation ceremony that was held under me, November 2018, came under at a time when there was a strike. There were no deans to present the students. And I'm rounding up this year, having a convocation with ASU strike, no deans to present the students. But thank God that we have survived it. It is right to say that the 28th convocation could not hold as due in 2021 because of the pandemic. The lockdown of 2020 actually rolled over. But we must be glad today. It's very significant to me that we are having our Chancellor, His Eminence, presiding on our convocation now as a reappointed Chancellor. I'm glad and I celebrate with you, sir. Congratulations. He's serving on his second term. And amending my tenure as the 6th substantive Vice Chancellor of Funaab this year, I'm highly grateful to God and all men and women of goodwill. As mentioned earlier, there are multi-dimensional negative consequences of the 2020 lockdown, particularly the health challenges and the economic lockdown. We must, however, admit that unemployment among our youth has been with us far longer than COVID-19 pandemic. Yet, the graduates for this combined convocation ceremony are qualified to earn their degrees and have been released into the labor market to earn their living. Our convocation lecture was consciously tailored in this direction with the focus on opportunities for youth. Mr. Tunde Lemon, a former deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, delivered the lecture, which we listened to at the beginning of this ceremony. This address must necessarily include stock taking. I crave your indulgence to highlight the achievements of the university administration in the past 4 years and 5 months. Administration. We had 54 meetings of principal officers up to February 28, 2022. We had 18 council meetings and about 12 meetings with each of the unions, staff unions and student unions. 12 meetings each. If we are talking about peace, it's because there has been dialogue, there have been discussions. Principal officers met on various issues, and that is why the university administration has been having it peaceful. Somebody said, yes, sir. They were going to cause some troubles, but God helped us with them. On academics, the October-November 2019 accreditation exercise led to full accreditation of 27 programs and 1 interim accreditation for mechatronics, making 28 accredited programs out of 30. The reaccreditation exercise for mechatronics was conducted in November 2021. We are waiting for the results. Although the National University Commission maintains the federal government policy on delisting management courses in our university, it has, however, recognized the need to sustain a rebranded entrepreneurial studies by August 17, 2021. This necessitated the change of name from College of Management Sciences to College of Entrepreneurial and Development Studies, College, in 2021 by the University Senate. Despite this, there are students who are yet to graduate from commerce, as we have seen today. Some of them graduated today, and their courses were also subjected to accreditation exercise in the last quarter of 2021. These courses that went through accreditation in 2021 were accounting, banking and finance, business administration. The following courses also went through accreditation exercise by NUC in the last quarter of 2021. Mechatronics, pure and applied botany, pure and applied zoology. To crown it all, we got approval to run geology as a course in the Federal University of Agriculture. The department is taking off, and we are already trying to recruit lecturers for the department. The only obstacle has been the embargo on employment by the federal government. Efforts are committed to equipping our College of Veterinary Medicine and Veterinary Teaching Hospital between 2019 and 2022 with state-of-the-art equipment, field facilities and equipment, including a borehole, ambulance, and other vehicles. These efforts have contributed to the accreditation of courses and permission to increase admission of students from 30 to 60 in 2021. Also in 2021, 2 retired professors, Professor Michael Adetunji and Fumilayo Ayoka Adebambo, were conferred with emeritus professorship. Professor Adebambo, please stand up for recognition. Professor Adetunji, they all became emeritus professors last year. Thanks so much. Professor Adebambo is the first female emeritus in Funaab. On staff development, despite the lockdown in 2020, the university administration responded to a call by the Tertiary Education Trust Fund to universities for nomination of candidates for master's degree under the Agricultural Research and Innovation Fellowship in Africa. The timely responsiveness of our administration made it possible to obtain approval for 15 candidates. I emphasize timely responsiveness. That one expected us to submit 10 names. We went ahead because we wanted to cover our colleges to submit 15 names. We did not anticipate it, but they approved all the 15 rather than 10. And we were so lucky because some other universities did not even, they didn't respond. They were under lockdown. We were not locked down. 13 of these candidates are already in Brazil. And it has been a way of making sure majority of them graduated from this university. And the implication is that the overseas experience is being added to their qualifications. They are our lecturers or research associates. Of note is the capacity building workshop retreat with the theme University Ethics, Culture, and Service History, held in June and July 2021 for both academic and non-teaching staff. The university also supported quite a number of teaching staff to attend professional conferences despite lean resources. The Advanced Digital Awareness Program for Tertiary Institution Training were held in 2020 and 2021 for selected academic and non-teaching staff. In October 2021, Association of Registrars of Nigerian Universities was hosted in Funaab, and this has helped us a lot in capacity building. On infrastructural development and provision of teaching and research facilities. Yesterday, we named 5 completed projects out of about 27 buildings that we have completed by now. After some eminent Nigerians, the College of Engineering Phase 2 building was named after Chief Olusegun Obasanjo as Chief Dr. Olusegun Aremu Obasanjo Engineering Building. The extension of University Library is now named after Professor Wole Soyinka as Wole Soyinka Library. A twin 250-seater lecture theater has been named after the outgoing Executive Secretary of TETON, Suleiman Elias Bogoro Twin Lecture Theater. The Agricultural Farm Laboratory Complex was named after Professor T.O. Tayo as Professor T.O. Tayo Laboratory. Also, we recognized our former Vice Chancellor, Emeritus Professor Esther Ladu, by naming a 250-seater capacity lecture theater after him. As I indicated, we should be having more than 27 buildings, or about more than 25 buildings completed. But one thing that we have been doing is not just to build, but also equip the buildings. And I'm going to go, quite a number of our buildings too are renovated. In 2021, our ceremonial building, this ceremonial building was named after Professor Oluwafemi Olaya Balogun. And our marble hostel was named after the pioneer registrar of the university, Princess Bisi Shoboyejo, in May 2021. And you kindly stand up, ma'am, for recognition. Sorry, madam. Please sit down. This will be the first time a retired and an accomplished non-teaching staff was honored by the university. In terms of equipment, apart from the Center of Excellence for Agricultural Development and Sustainable Environment, which has state-of-the-art equipment, which we refer to as our central laboratory in line with the vision of the current administration, the colleges of engineering, veterinary medicine, and food science and human ecology had their laboratories equipped between 2019 and now. Such equipment include those listed. We have listed 16 special equipment. And we need to bring this out. Some people say, no, they buy furniture. What are they doing with regards to academics? Many of these equipment that are listed here I'm using may because I want to be modest, may not be found in any other institution in Nigeria, particularly the X-ray diffractometer. I'm being cautious. I was in Cairo first week in February, and I told the group of chief executives that were with me from Nigeria that we have a particular equipment in Funaab. They said the sarcastic statement was functional or what? I got angry with them. It's highly functional. Yeah, we saw it in Cairo, in a laboratory in Egypt, in Cairo, and they thought Nigerians could not have it. We have invested in laboratories, we have invested in research, we have invested in farm equipment, special equipment in the farm, special equipment for the environmental people, those who are in charge of the environment. The combined harvester is their seed processing equipment and all. So we are saying that we are not just building, we are equipping for research, teaching, and production. The convocation lecturer was talking about entrepreneurial development. Our Center for Entrepreneurial Studies was equipped with the following: equipment for fashion design, shoemaking, hairdressing, textile production, micro-integrated agro-industrial park, catering and hotel management equipment. Quite a number of these can be checked and used, utilized for development. Just in February 2022, the National Information Technology Development Agency came to our campus to train 100 farm practical year students under a program titled National Adopted Village for Smart Agriculture. The students were supported financially and with electronic tablets to run technology-driven crop and livestock farms. This support was facilitated by Professor A.S. Shodia of Computer Science and Professor Sunday Ajibo, Director of Community-Based Farming Scheme. One of the major projects we have going on is the university dam. Some senior staff, academic staff, non-teaching staff visited that dam in 2021. The dam is virtually completed. When I say it's virtually completed, it's about 95% completed. It's at the Okpeji end of the university, and very close to that dam is a farm for irrigation. The equipment for irrigation has been installed. It's a sprinkler type, and I think this year we should be able to have irrigated agriculture, either this year or dry season next year. Above all, we met a water treatment plant right on campus here. It's so surprising that people who walk around the water treatment plant for about 10 years did not know that it was existing. But we have rehabilitated it, we have restored it, upgraded it, and the intention now is to conduct water, raw water, from the dam to the water treatment plant for treatment so that we can have potable water. So the dam is going to be multi-purpose: agriculture, potable water, and other uses. We pray that we shall reticulate the water before October 2022. We conducted staff promotion regularly. We have rounded up 2021 promotion, and very soon we shall be looking at some other outstanding issues with regards to 2021. They are not promotion exercises, but they are special issues under the promotion exercise. Student welfare. Let me mention the issue of sports. Staff unity games were also supported by the university administration. This was further developed the consciousness of staff in having regular exercises as initiated and coordinated monthly by the Funaab Senior Staff Union of Nigerian University. SANU has done a very good thing for us by initiating the Walk for Health program every month. We thank them for being conscious about the need for the health of our staff. Student welfare. Student issues were addressed promptly whenever they were faced with difficulties or challenges. In this respect, the Student Affairs Division under Professor Adebukola M. Omemu, the first female Dean of Student Affairs, and our Deputy, Professor O.A. Pafiolu, must be credited for being open enough to address student needs on time and creditably well. The University Security Unit under Mr. Bolarin Wapita, one of the students usually call him Amotekun CSO, the former president of the union. He's graduating now. I hope we won't choose your certificate. He has always been responsible on student matters. We strive to ensure that our students get best of our services within our limited resources. Our students participated effectively in sports in 2021 and 2022. One of our students, Olayinka Olajide, represented Nigeria at the World Junior Athletics Championship in Nairobi, Kenya in August 2021. Our university qualified for participation in 7 out of 10 sports it competed for our pre-NUGA Games. During just this morning, they've gone to Unilag for the main NUGA Games. Ode Kamal, a prominent squash player, won silver during the squash racket competition to celebrate the 85th birthday of Chief Obasanjo. On community relationship, in 2020, palliatives comprising Funaab agricultural and industrial products were given to Covers community. These communities included Odelemo, Odo-Golu, Ishaga-Orile, Ake community, Imeko, and Iwoye-Ketu. The Onishaga of Ishaga is ably represented here. Please stand up for recognition, sir. The representative of Onishaga of Ishaga. Please sit down. Our university happened to be the first organization to provide the Nigerian police Elewero and Funaab Harmony Police Station with palliatives in 2020. That is to say the police is your friend and our friend. Campus buildings were fumigated up to 8 times in 2020, and we had the capacity to produce, and we produced sanitizers. Boreholes were dug for residents of Mawuko, Opeji, Olonshogo communities. They were commissioned in January 2021. We remain grateful to the Alake of Egbaland, Oba Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo III, the Agura of Bagura, Oba Saburi Babajide Bakri, who have played incredibly significant roles in maintaining peace on campus. The same credit must go to all security agencies, particularly the police and Department of State Service. On the graduates, we presented the graduates just to emphasize that in 2018-2019 academic sessions, we produced 3,202 graduates, 106 of them in first class, as we saw it just now. Among the first class graduates were 60 male and 46 females. There were 22 male doctors and 18 females among the veterinary doctors. In 2019-2020, we graduated 2,696 students or graduates, 95 in first class, There were 52 males in first class and 43 females that year. Postgraduate degrees awarded in 2018 and 2019. We shall be having the postgraduate graduation ceremony tomorrow. And we are going to have graduates with PhD, master, postgraduate diploma, and MBA. The data are right there in the convocation brochure. Concluding remarks. The achievements under our administration have been possible with the grace, mercy, and favor of God. Grace, mercy, and favor of God. We cannot also ignore the contributions of good people, including our staff, students, community leaders, and security agents. But I must also acknowledge the contributions of those who are stalking us, who wanted us to fall, because they made us to realize that we must be vigilant so that we will not fall. We is the Funaab stakeholder, all of us seated there, and many others who are not here. This includes our family members. Our children who are seated there are stakeholders, start school students, secondary school students. This is why we must keep this institution growing better and better on a daily basis. If we want to come to this school, they should meet it as a better university in future. I enjoin you as graduates, for the graduates now, to always look back to participate in the project of the university, because you have been considered worthy today in academic learning and in character. There is, they call it a poem, which I committed myself to in 1994. I actually read it first when the Guardian newspaper, which was shut down by the then head of state, was reopened, I think October 1994. Let me crave your indulgence to read it. For the graduates and for everybody, it has always been a motivator to me. It was written by Max Ehrman in 1927. Go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender. Let me emphasize that. Without surrender. Be on good terms with all persons. If I have not surrendered my independence, don't grudge me. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. Their versation to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter. For always, there will be greater and lesser persons than you. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing portion of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially, do not feign affection, neither be cynical about love. For in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born out of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond the wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than trees and stars. You have a right to be here. Everybody has a right to be here. Do not let anybody threaten you from your space. And that's why if you push me, I push you. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. And whatever your labors and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its charm, drudgery, and broken dreams, you still have a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. God bless Nigeria. God bless Ogun State. And God bless Funaab. Let me combine this by quickly recognizing some personalities who are here. We have here the chief from the Auburn Palace. His Royal Highness Echubon Edem Ita. His Royal Highness Chief Echo Achibon, Secretary to the Auburn Council. Chief Dr. Emmanuel A.E. Achibon. Chief Dr. Anthony Effiong. You are welcome to Funaab. There are Prince Emmanuel Echo Abashi Uchi. They've been with us since Sunday. And the royal fathers who are here, Oba Joseph Otela, Onishaga of Ishaga, really represented by Chief A.A. Babarinde, Oganla of Ishaga. Princess Bisi Shoboyejo, Pioneer Registrar Funaab. Dr. Mulikat Salam, former university librarian. Professor Emeritus Professor Oye Adebambo. She's still very active on our farms, livestock farm. Emeritus Professor Michael Adetunji. Former Registrar Dr. Ayola. You should watch the doctorate degree. And former boss Mr. Eleson. Mrs. Joke Oyenuga, representing NYC coordinator of Ogun State. Joke Oyenuga. Mr. Christopher Kolawole, representing National Orientation Agency. Where are they? Shoga Oluwambe, Convocation Lecturer guest. He must have gone now. Mr. Adebayo Ogundimu, former registrar, DS Adegbero, ICT Polytechnic. Dr. McDonald Igodaro, representing Vice Chancellor, Leeds University. Leeds City University. Dr. Adeolu Adediran, representing Vice Chancellor, Landmark University. Dapo Adeni, representing Vice Chancellor, Joseph Ayo Babalola University. And Dr. E.A. Opuji, representing VC Mountain University. We also have here the Honorable Ademuiwa Adeyemi, representing the Ogun State Speaker. You are welcome, sir. Thank you and God bless.
Anyone who has been president, bring it now. Or if they are going to wait till tomorrow. That is how it is.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, it is time for goodwill messages from other institutions. And I want to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Felix Kolawole Salako, to receive the goodwill message from from the Lead City University, Ibadan. We have Dr. McDonald Godaro representing the Vice Chancellor.
We also have our Funaab products as part of our souvenir. So take it to the man. Below.
From Landmark University Omaran, we have Dr. Adeolu Adediran representing the Vice Chancellor. From Joseph Ayo Babalola University, we have Dr. Adeniyi representing the Vice Chancellor. And from Mountain Top University, we have Dr. E.A. Ofuje representing the Vice Chancellor. We want to inform the graduating students that their certificates are ready for collection. But in order to control the crowd, we have an arrangement in place that will guide your collection period. For 2018-2019 academic session, from Monday, March 21 to 25, 2022, which is next Monday, these following colleges are encouraged to come forward for their certificates: Kolam Road, Kolem, Kolanim, Kolbaos, Kolfis, and Kolfet. The following week, Monday, March 28 to April 1, Kolfek, Kolmas, Copeland, and college can come forward for their certificate the following week. For 2019-2020 academic session, March 28 to April 1, 2022, we have Colam Road, Colfet, Colmas, Copeland, and Colbios. While from April 4 to April 8, we have Colem, Colanim, Colfec, Colenge, and Colfis. Please ensure you adhere strictly to this guideline to ensure that we can serve you appropriately. Just make the appropriate payment for collection of your certificate through the e-transcript portal on the university website. Come forward with the payment receipt and the original of your notification of result to exams and records unit for the collection of your certificate. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we are gradually coming to the end of this convocation ceremony for today, and I want to respectfully invite the Chancellor to come and declare this convocation ceremony closed for today.
I hereby declare the 28th and 29th convocation ceremony closed for today. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
May I inform you that the convocation ceremony will continue tomorrow and the procession will start exactly at 9:30 a.m. for the postgraduate convocation. There will be some other announcements before we finally exit to be made by the public relations unit.
Thank you very much, the registrar, sir. As soon as the congregation steps out, exits the auditorium, the Vice Chancellor will be hosting some special dignitaries at the Vice Chancellor's Lodge. The Vice Chancellor will be hosting some dignitaries at his lodge. Would also want to thank very warmly the TVC station for their special documentary they're having on the university. Ladies and gentlemen, please may we all rise as we take the Funaab Anthem to be followed by the national anthem.
Nigerians call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Thank you very much. We will now have dignitaries on the high table, and the congregation exits the auditorium in reverse order through the central aisle. We appreciate friends, family members, and our graduates who have come today to share in our joy. We say a big congratulations on the 28th and 29th convocation ceremonies of this great citadel of learning. We also recognize and appreciate very warmly. Please, let's allow the academic process, the congregation process first before we join them. We appreciate vice chancellors from our sister universities and their representatives. We recognize members of congregation and our graduates, and wish you Johnny Messers back.